I was introduced to Storehouse Missions Support, and that was a number of years ago. And we were involved with that, my wife and I, where we would donate to them financially and go to their meetings and so forth. And they were talking about the upcoming mission that they had planned. And she said, well, we got one coming up in February. Would you like to go? And it was kind of that, it was like I was standing in the doorway, and all of a sudden, God's hand kind of gave me a little nudge and pushed me through that door, and my hesitation stopped. I said, yeah, I'd love to go. And I got home and I said to my wife, I think I'm going to Honduras on a mission. About 4 years ago when I started doing some service work, it was local service work with 8 Days of Hope. And they would go to somebody's house and fix their porch. And they would go fix their ceiling or paint their house, and you'd be able to get done, and you'd get a hug and a kiss from the people that you did it for, and you'd look back and say, you know, look what I did, and you knew tomorrow and from there on they had a nicer home to live in. And that's what I expected from Honduras, to be able to go down there and to fix things. Come to find out, really, that really wasn't the case. You know, I realized that after we left, their vitamins were going to be gone after a certain period of time. The medicine we provided them was going to be used up. The physical therapy that we provided for them was probably going to be worn off. And we're going to leave, and they're going to be still going through the same suffering and struggles that they've been through, going through for years and years. There was a fellow coming in, Hector, and Hector had apparently MS. He could barely walk. Neither leg would just barely lift a foot off of the ground enough to just really drag it through the dirt. Struggling again on uneven dirt ground and rocks and with his cane. And I said, Dave, I said, you know, maybe we should give him a hand. And Dave said, no, Hector comes all the time. He's a very, very proud man, and he'll make it on his own. He always does. Okay. Well, 5 minutes later, Dave comes up and said, Bill, come on, we gotta go help Hector. He just dropped his cane. He's struggling out on the road. Let's go. And we get him down to his house and bring him in and set him on this concrete bench that very well may have been his bed. And we prayed with him for a moment, and then we said our goodbyes. And all this time, Hector never complained, never said a word, never moaned, groaned, or nothing about anything. And as we're leaving, behind our backs, we hear these two little voices say, gracias, adios. And we turn around, there's these two girls, probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years old, that with a smile on their face, and the conditions that all these people living down there, saying, thank you, goodbye. And we leave. And that moment with Hector just hit me. I couldn't take it. I just broke down completely. All week long, we see all these people, these children especially, with beautiful faces and smiles and love in their eyes, and adults that just, no complaining, just waiting patiently for us. And then you see Hector, that he's got such struggles himself personally, but yet not a word of complaint from him. And I said, when I got home and told my wife, I said, I'll never complain again about, you know, a sore back or a toothache or a headache or anything like that again. It just doesn't make sense. At some point during a trip, after you give somebody a bag of rice, and they come up to you and they give you a hug and unsolicited and a smile and say gracias, that's the permanent fix that's with those people even after we're long gone. They know that they're not forgotten, they're loved by us, they're loved by God, and they're loved by many, and that love will keep coming back and back to them, and that will stay with them long after we're gone.